This is the Gidling experiment. So this see here the food is synthesized in the leaf. So this area. Okay, so food is synthesized in this area, that is leaf. Okay, glucose. So the glucose is converted into the sucrose, and again the sucrose is transported via the phloem. Okay, but so in the middle pot, see this pot. This is the xylem. Okay, so this is the xylem, and up to from upside to the downside, this is the phloem. So phloem is present in this place. Phloem is present in this place, and this is the xylem. So the water is transported from roots to the aerial parts. Okay, but the scientist, what he done, he removed phloem from this area. So phloem is removed. This area and this area. In these two areas, phloem is completely removed. So when the phloem is removed, what happened? The food is synthesized in the leaves, and the food is transported from upside to the downside, up to this area only. So the food is accumulated in this area. So you can observe some swallowing in this area because of the accumulation of food materials. So food materials is accumulated in this, that is sucrose is accumulated in this place. So because of that you can observe swallowing in this place. Okay, swallowing you can observe. But the food or sucrose, it cannot transport it into the downside. So because lack of the food material, what chance to happen? So there is no sucrose for the roots of the plants. So this is the roots, and there is no food for the roots. So without food material or without sucrose, the roots chance to survive without sucrose? Without sucrose, no sucrose. So if sucrose is not available, the roots cannot survive. So it leads to the death. Okay, so it leads to the death of the roots. Okay, so sucrose, without sucrose, the roots cannot survive. It leads to the death of the roots. Okay, so but what happened? There is no problem for the water transport. Water is transported from roots to the aerial pods because the scientist not removed the xylem. Okay, but the scientist removed the phloem. So if the phloem is removed, there is no transportation of the food from aerial pods to the roots. Okay, but there is no problem for the water transport. Water is transported. So which one chance to die? Roots will chance to die or shoot will chance to die. So this area. So below this area will die or above this area will die. Means this area will die. Why? Because lack of the food materials. So the food material not transported from aerial pots to the shoots. Because of that, a lack of the food materials, the roots will die. Okay, but the shoots will not die earlier. Because why the shoot is not die? Because the water is transported from roots to the aerial pots. So water is available to the aerial pots, and along with water, minerals is also available. Okay, so there is no problem for transportation in the xylem. So because of that, water is available, minerals is available, and sunlight is available. So the green leaves, it can prepare their own food materials. Okay, so this pot will not die, but downside pot is there. So the downside pot will die. Why the downside pot will die? Because lack of sucrose. Sucrose is not transported from aerial pots to the roots because the phloem is removed in this area. Because of removal of phloem in this area, sites there is no phloem. So because of lack of the phloem, so there is no transportation of sucrose. So first roots will die. Sorry, yes, first roots will die. That is the first point. The second point, when the roots will die, then what happens? There is no food material for the shoot. There is no water, and there is no, the roots cannot absorb uh, the roots cannot absorb the water. So when the roots will die, automatically what chance to happen? It leads to the death of shoots also. First roots will die, then shoots will die. So according to the Gidling experiment, the conclusion is movement of sucrose from aerial pots to the roots. So Gidling experiment proved only movement of sucrose from aerial pots to the roots. So bidirectional movement is not proved by the Gidling experiment. So Gidling experiment only proved movement of the sucrose from aerial parts to the roots. How he proved? Because of death of the roots. But Gidling, that scientist not proved movement of food material from roots to the aerial parts. But according to the pressure flow hypothesis, that food is transported, that sucrose is transported from aerial parts to the roots and roots to the aerial parts. So if question is asked related to the Gidling experiment, so Gidling proved movement of food material or sucrose from aerial parts to the roots. That is unidirectional flow of sucrose is proved by the Gidling. Okay, but normally the sucrose can move from two directions. So if suppose question is asked about what is the direction of sucrose movement, means bidirectional. But if question is asked about the Gidling experiment, then that is Gidling experiment. If they referred Gidling experiments, definitely the movement of sucrose from aerial parts to the roots. That is Gidling experiment proved only unidirectional transport of the sucrose. If they mentioned Gidling experiment, means you have to choose the unidirectional. But if they mentioned about sucrose transport, means you have to choose the option that is bidirectional.